Welcome to Recently Logged, where I just want Jim Henson's mice back. They're so adorable.
I just want Jim Henson back.
Right?
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Jim Henson.
It's a sad time, honestly.
Okay, but for context of Jim Henson's mice, there was an older version of The Witches, not the one we're talking about, by the way. We're talking about the 2021.
Wow, already revealing what movie we're talking about.
And there's an older one, and Jim Henson did the mice for it, and they're these adorable little puppets.
They really are. Micah just pulled up a Google image of one, and they're quite adorable.
They're adorable.
They're like regular mice, but cuter.
Yeah, and you know, Jim Henson is a master of puppets. So.
It's true. Is that a Metallica reference, Micah? No.
Jim Henson's crew is still doing good puppet work.
Yeah.
Though.
No, I can't wait to watch the new sci-fi show, the new like sci-fi talk show thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Very
and then
much.
Age of Resistance was awesome.
Heck yeah. Go watch Age of Resistance.
Dark
bro.
Crystal, Age of Resistance on Netflix.
Do it.
It's only
so
like
good.
9 hours. Don't worry about
only
it.
9 hours. It's okay. It's fine. But yeah, we're talking about the HBO Max's original movie,
2020,
an adaptation of Roald Dahl's book, The Witches.
Yes,
Called The Witches.
Called The Witches. You know, this was if you listen to our Fantastic Mr. Fox one, we did grow up reading Roald Dahl books.
Indeed, we did.
And I have read this book before, so I have the context, and I've seen the older version of the movie before. Robbie has not.
I have almost no context for this movie because I read The Witches one time and disliked it strongly, and then never read it again. And then I haven't watched the older adaptation of this either, so.
Well,
it's sad times that this is the only real interaction I've had with this.
Right. Yikes. Anyway, do we want to get into
we
stuff?
should probably introduce ourselves first, Micah.
Oh, yeah. People don't need to know who we are.
New episode,
People don't need to know who we are.
Who are we?
They just need to hear our voices and trust our opinions.
Where are they now, Micah?
Where are they now?
They live among us.
Average.
Wow.
Average.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm Robbie, and Micah is Micah.
And I'm Micah.
And that's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I guess basic facts time, guys.
So basic facts of The Witches.
They need to know.
It is a 2020 movie.
Well,
it is PG. It's 106 minutes. It's got the ever amazing cast. We have Chris Rock,
ever amazing,
Jazir Bruno, Octavia Spencer, Stanley Tucci.
It's weird that
why is the cast just not listed?
It's weird that like the main actor's last name is Bruno.
Right?
And there's a character named Bruno.
The main kid's last name is Bruno, and there's a character named Bruno.
It's weird. I don't like it.
But yeah, Stanley Tucci and Hathaway.
I don't trust
all
it.
those people.
I don't trust it, Micah.
Who plays Bruno?
Cody Lee
Eastick?
Eastick? Interesting.
Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno.
Directed by Robert Zemeckis and written by Robert Zemeckis, Kenya Barris, and Guillermo del Toro.
Yo, Guillermo del Toro. We love to see him.
Based on a book by Roald Dahl.
Based on the book by Roald Dahl. Well, yeah.
Dude, what if this was a Guillermo del Toro movie and not a Robert Zemeckis movie?
Whack.
You know how much
I think it would be even more whack than it already is.
Yeah, but like cut out Robert Zemeckis' writing credit and his directing credit. Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro's The Witches.
Yes, Guillermo del Toro's The Witches.
If you say so.
I bet he wouldn't use CGI.
I mean, I don't know.
Like Hellboy, like
I guess,
like
yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth,
I don't know.
Like, you know. That's what he's good at.
Mike's like, that's what he's good at, don't you know? Hey, baby Hellboy was CGI, Micah.
Well, yeah, baby Hellboy didn't look so good.
He didn't look so good. But yeah, that's all you need to know.
That's basic facts.
Um,
The other basic fact is that I don't think this movie is very good.
wow.
But here, Robbie, do you want to go over your basic thoughts?
Sure, I do. Sure. Of course, I want to talk about this movie. Well, it's my initial Letterboxd review. We've now seen this movie twice. My initial Letterboxd review was "This ain't it," and I think I still stand by that. It's just kind of a mediocre mess in a lot of ways. Good aspects. The lighting's pretty good. It's got a pretty nice aesthetic overall. I don't think it fits over like very well the story, but like it's fine. Yeah, like almost every aspect of this is just mediocre to bad. It's kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Anne Hathaway, the main anchor to draw people into this in 2020. Unfortunately, I'm not a big Anne Hathaway fan.
See, I like Anne Hathaway, but I still don't think she did a very good job in this.
I think her performance is just really. Eh.
No, it really is, and I like Anne Hathaway.
I don't really like the accent very much, and I really wish they would have made the witches creepier than they did.
Instead of just like CGI face blobs.
Yes. Is that how you're describing them? CGI
Yes.
face blobs? Okay. If you say so. Yeah, no, it's not good. Well, I'll discuss more.
Yeah. All right. So my basic thoughts were it's not good.
Wow.
The Old Witches was a lot better. They did a lot more like.
I strongly disagree, Micah.
Oh my gosh. My review. I didn't review it the first time.
Oh wow.
My
Okay.
review. The second time I watched it was Robert Zemeckis, more like Robert. Why did you direct this?
Wow.
Because man, stop giving Robert Zemeckis directed credits.
Just
No
let
offense to Robert Zemeckis.
Let him rest.
Let him just stop.
He's old. Please don't make him direct more
Like
movies.
from Welcome to Marwen and then this.
He seemed very, very passionate about Welcome to Marwen, even though it was bad. Which maybe we'll do an episode on it someday.
Ugh, I don't want to watch that movie again, Robbie.
I really don't want to watch Welcome to Marwen again, but
But yeah, like I don't know, like just stop giving him mainstream movies. Let him make his own projects.
Yes.
Because like Guillermo del Toro could have directed
You
this.
just is that what you want, Micah? You just
Yes.
Wow. That can't be your criticism of him. I want Guillermo del Toro to
Anne
direct.
Hathaway's performance was weird. I think the weirdest thing about this was how simultaneously stylized but not stylized it was.
Was it stylized?
Like it would use like moments of stylization, like with the lightning and the shadows, and like the even the voiceover at the beginning with the narration.
The opening of this feels like Welcome to Marwen.
You're not wrong.
but like the good parts of Welcome to Marwen.
Yeah.
Well, like the mediocre parts.
I was just waiting for my DeLorean reference in this movie.
I know. Where
like
was my
Where
was my Back to the Future reference?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where was it?
But like, but anyway, like it felt so, like the movie was disconnected from itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it disconnected, I guess, really from like the audience and the source material, and just.
I mean, I don't remember the source material very well, but this does not feel like a Roald Dahl book at all.
No, it just every like I don't know, watching it again, I was like every aspect of this feels like it doesn't really work together.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what to, like you just go scene to scene and you'll be like What?
What?
Weren't we narrating or something?
Bro, okay, yeah. Is that what you had to say, Micah?
That'll be my basic thoughts, because we'll go into more stuff later.
Yeah. All right. First question, Micah. For the uninitiated, we do a bunch of questions,
Yeah,
which is really just an excuse to discuss the movie.
Well, no, it's supposed to bring on the discussion.
Okay, wow. So, what do you think? What do you think of the choice of voiceover to kick off the movie, Mike? I was trying to say start, but then I did kick off.
I don't inherently like voiceover to start movies.
Okay.
But it can work.
Indeed, it can.
Like it's not an automatic. Oh, this is bad.
Looking at you, Sunset Boulevard.
But we have voiceover to start this, and like your little opening, the witches are real montage.
The witches are real. That's pretty
you know,
sick,
it's fine. I don't like Chris Rock, but it's fine.
Why don't you like Chris Rock, Micah?
I don't know. It's just
Chris Rock's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. In his voice acting anyway. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, and like the one movie I've seen him in live action, I was not a fan at all. But anyway. Marty the Zebra is pretty cool.
Indeed.
You lost my train of thought.
Okay. The opening voiceover montage.
Okay, so yeah. You have that. You have like the witches are real thing, and then we narrate from that into the story.
You narrate all the way into like till they get to the hotel. Even.
Narration, and I'm like, okay. This is fine if we just keep it solely.
Yeah, if it's like he's telling it to the kids.
Telling it to the kids.
Telling it to the children.
Not a whole lot of dialogue from the kid because all of the kids' stuff is coming out through the narration.
Exactly.
And
oh my gosh, my stomach is growling.
And then like they hit the hotel and the narration stops.
Well, no. After he gets turned into a mouse that it stops.
Oh right.
Because it's like it's.
Oh right, because he narrates up until he goes into
the convention
center.
In the convention center. It's just the hotel ballroom.
That's
all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He narrates until in there, and then it's just gone, and that's about halfway through the movie, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
And then it's gone.
And then it just doesn't really come back till the end.
So I don't think it was
really
very
jarring.
I don't think it was well used narration in the first place, and then they just cut it out.
And then they're just like no more.
So
narration.
you're just like, and you hear this kid. You hear the main kid talk the most for the first time, like, ever. Like, it's just him talking now, and you're like, what?
It's whack, honestly.
Because, like, I have nothing against him talking.
Yeah, like, honestly, he was probably my favorite of the three mice children.
Oh, he was definitely my favorite of the three mice children cast.
But, like, honestly, it was so weird hearing him talk for the first time, like in the movie.
You had heard him talk, but now he's like leading the movie now.
He has like dialogue now.
And also his character when he gets turned into a mouse like completely changes.
It doesn't even feel like the same character,
because he goes from being kind of like this like almost shy, like almost a little depressed kid.
Little timid, kind of depressed kid.
You know, his parents died in the car accident that he was in. So that's a lot on a child. And he goes from being this kid to when he becomes a mouse, he's like, Grandma, I can't fear anything.
I'm not scared of the little things anymore, Grandma. And
he's like, Grandma, I've come up with this complex plan in 2.5 seconds, and we're just gonna go with that
let's do it.
And like he becomes like so like
it's so weird.
It's so different. He like really when he turns into a mouse, the entire movie just kind of shifts, and even the female mouse, what's her face, Daisy or whatever. I don't remember her real name. Like Mary.
Oh yes.
So when Daisy just like becomes Mary, it just starts talking out of nowhere.
Starts talking. Why does she just
like everything about this movie like almost completely shifts gears from there.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely like a breaking point for the movie, I think.
And like even like Octavia Spencer's character, which I liked her character in the first half.
Yeah, no, she was like, I like the first half of this movie considerably more than the second half.
Like they make her, they focus a lot on setting her up as like this really lovable but also tough person.
Yeah,
to help bring him out of everything, and like all that stuff at her house with the two of them. I really like that stuff.
Exactly. And then they just gotta.
And then she just kind of fades to, like, side character that's there just to where they actually have a human to, like...
to help the
help
mice.
the mice. She's not really important.
I don't know if the grandma is that big of a character in the book, honestly. I don't remember.
Oh, and also like things that like drop or cut off. You have like all of this setup when they get to the hotel of like we're about to be tested. Life lessons are about to be learned. This is like everything happens for a reason, and then you have the events that happen in the movie, and what's the lesson?
I know. Okay. So at the end of the movie, I was like, I feel like I learned a valuable lesson, but I'm not really sure what it was.
Like, where's the lesson here? They're just like, and
there is no lesson.
And I guess complete spoilers for the movie. They just like are mice forever.
And
they're like,
the end.
Yeah, mice are probably better.
It's probably for the best.
And now let's go get all of the kids all over the world to turn the witches into mice.
Yeah.
It's just such a big disconnect from the start of this movie, which is not bad.
Okay, yeah, they set up like a good, like what would be a good, compelling emotional core for the entire movie.
And the pacing is good in the beginning,
too. Oh, yeah, no,
like,
dude.
They set stakes,
pacing
they get
rocks,
moving.
bro. It rocks, bro. Like, when they start going to the hotel, like that little scene, I'm like, yeah. Cinema, baby.
like I'm like, this is good.
This is good.
Exactly.
I just wish they would have. I wish they would have either gone with like the complete fluff kind of kids movie thing that happens in the second half, or stuck with the kind of sadder, emotional lesson tone that they go with in the first half.
Yeah, like they could have made it a little bit more like in the second half, a little bit darker, a little bit more serious, kept with the emotional core, actually done something with the fact that the movie starts with his parents dying.
I know, it just starts with his parents dying, and then like they're like, oh, don't worry, and then just like he goes to the hotel and he's fine now.
Yeah, no, he does. Like I said, Mouse Him doesn't care at all. I think Mouse Him like could care less about his parents.
Wow.
He's just like, parents, never heard of him. Time to eat some cheese.
Time to eat some freaking cheese, guys.
Like, I don't get it. I don't get this movie in one half versus the other. But like, yeah, if they would have done like a more serious, like made the witches a little bit more creepy and have them actually have like an actual life lesson and a challenge for our character.
Some real life lesson to learn.
Have him still like be in like even though she takes him out of the rut of him being like just straight up depressed and in shock from his parents dying. You still don't just like recover.
You don't just bounce back.
You're not just like well, time to move on.
Time to move on.
Like
I guess.
that sticks with you, and especially I would feel like for a kid. Like that would take a lot to move beyond like you know, something that a movie could you know, teach you a good lesson about. And you know, like have these like fantastical situations help him move on.
Remember how his grandma was sick for like the movie?
And what's with that? The witch makes her sick, and then it doesn't even matter.
You'd think that would be like, oh no, I'm gonna lose another family member.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
They could have gone that direction, even if he was over his parents from her.
Exactly.
Which was kind of the thing. Like, you know, she got him happy.
Got him out of it, bro. Good for you.
Which is great. That's fine. But like, do something with the parents, or have her start to actually get seriously sick,
Exactly.
and then him have the feeling like and the fear that he's going to lose all of his family, and not just be like, I'm a mouse now, Grandma. Everything's okay.
I'm a mouse now, Grandma. Wow. Is that what you see, Micah?
Yeah.
Just, I'm a mouse now, Grandma. Everything's okay.
I don't get it. Anyway, let's move on to another question.
Another topic for another time, Micah.
What do you think of the witches in this? Just like overall, snakes, big mouths.
Big mouths?
Big mouths.
Do all of the witches have snakes?
From what I can tell, like,
Maybe?
it doesn't make any sense. They were just like, snakes randomly.
I feel okay. So Anne Hathaway has like the weird gold snake on her dress.
Yeah, like her
which
her dress is a snake.
Is sentient? Question mark. We don't know. And then the one witch in the hardware store, whatever, has a snake.
I don't.
But we don't know.
The witch in the hardware store, Robbie.
What did I think of the witches?
What did you think of the witches?
I wish they were creepier, honestly. Like more disturbing to look at, because they just kind of look weird, like you said, kind of like weird blob kind of thing.
There's so much there's nothing there that relates to anything that we've seen, because like in a CGI and like special effects aspect, there's nothing there that relates to stuff that's real enough to make us creeped out by this.
Yeah, it's just whack, and
like,
it's not scary.
The only thing that would be creepy is the mouth, and it looks so bad that it's not creepy.
Bro, the mouth straight up looks like Venom from Spider-Man 3.
Right? Like
it's whack. Bro, that's literally all I could see the entire time we were watching the movie.
So
I was like, it looks like Spider-Man 3.
It looks so much like Spider-Man 3.
And I'm like, why is it like this? Why?
That's hilarious.
But yeah, no. I wish they would have either gone like, I don't know, either give them like almost no characteristics, which I wouldn't have liked, or just make them really, really gross.
Yeah, like that's, and I don't want to spend like too much time just being like, oh, this is what the old one did right, because I don't think the old one is great.
The old one's the perfect movie.
I think the old one's got a lot of problems, but I do think one thing it did well was the witches themselves, and the witches in that were all done with makeup and like stuff like that.
I'd imagine the witches
gross.
I'd imagine they feel a lot more like foreboding. And
they feel like a lot more real threat
than these. Because honestly, it feels like these witches could literally just like like shoot them and they'd be dead.
Right.
Like there's nothing supernatural feeling about them really.
And like the witches in the older one, the 1990s one, they still weren't like, the greatest, but they were actually really creepy, and they actually held like a decent threat outside of just being like some random people in a hotel. Like they actually had a decent presence and a threatening presence.
I will say, seeing the earlier witches, like the makeup and everything, it feels like how I imagined the book would. Like back when I first read the book. That's the only thing I do remember is the witches.
The witches. If you listen to the podcast, pull up a picture of the 1990s, the witches, and they look like how you'd imagine these witches to be described.
Bro, some killer bangs.
They have like long noses. They have wrinkly faces. Like whoever interpreted their noses being big as their nostrils just flaring up.
Oh my gosh.
Needs to leave.
That's
the worst.
Of all of the CGI things that they do with the witches, I think that's the worst one, is the nostrils, because it just looks so awful.
Yeah.
Like so awful.
So I don't know. I think the witches themselves are one of the worst parts.
They're so disappointing.
Of the witches.
Yeah.
And that witch in the department store.
I don't know what you have so much against her.
Her accent, the way she approaches.
Okay, her accent is kind of the worst.
Her accent and her voice and everything. Like, I don't know what they were doing. None of the other witches sound like this in movie. and she's like, child.
Wow.
Like it's so weird and so and that's what I was saying, that it's not creepy because this isn't realistic. Like you have this woman and that like approaching the child, which is fine, that works, and they could have done it like played it off as like just normal, like she just is like, here, do you want some candy, and give it like a creepy air, give it like have not an actual snake pop out of her wrist.
Want to get bit in the face by my actual
snake.
Instead
she's like, candy's so sweet. The snake doesn't bite. give it a kiss.
What the?
And I'm like, what?
Bro, that was literally okay. You know how I said the first half of this movie isn't bad?
Well, that was
pretty bad.
Yeah, I actually almost mentioned that when we were talking about the first half of the movie. I think anything to do with the witches themselves in the first half of the movie was bad.
Oof, bro.
Like the chicken thing.
The chicken. That had some scary stories to tell in the dark vibes.
It really did have scary stories.
The movie,
to tell
not the
in
book.
Dark vibes. But yeah, like I think the witches are arguably the worst part of the witches, just overall.
I think the comedy's the worst part, Mike.
Okay, the comedy is
the
not
attempt
good.
at comedy, bro.
All right. Anyway, let's move on from that question.
Yes. Okay, do you think Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark would make a great double feature with this?
No.
What? I think it would.
No, see, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is actually trying to be scary. It's failing, but it's actually
Wow.
trying.
I thought it was kind of
And-
scary sometimes.
And this movie, I don't know what it's trying to do.
I don't know. It's supposed to be a fun time for the kids, I think.
But like, it's not a comedy, not a straight comedy anyway.
Dude. Okay.
It's not a scary movie. It's not really a drama.
No.
It's not. What is this movie?
It's bad, Micah.
Is it an adventure mouse movie?
Adventure mouse movie.
It's written under here on Letterboxd under genres: family, fantasy, horror, adventure, comedy. Those are all the genres. All the genres it gives out. I don't think it's a horror movie.
No.
I don't think it even tries really.
No, it's not really even like no. It's not a horror movie.
And it's not like a comedy movie. Like
No.
they attempt some humor.
It has the expected kids movie jokes in it, unfortunately.
But it's not like a comedy.
No.
Which it could have actually been a pretty funny comedy if they would have like made it a good comedy.
Bro, I was spouting off all the good ideas
Right?
while
Like while we were watching it the second time, Robbie was giving all the good ideas if it was a comedy.
If it was a comedy, I was like, bro, wouldn't it be hilarious if? And then it would have been
It would have been.
amazing. I'm a genius, Micah. In conclusion, I'm a genius.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
So yeah, I don't know. Wait, what was the question though? You had a question.
It was the double feature.
Yeah, double feature.
So you say no?
No.
I'd say it would. I would say it'd make a pretty good. It'd make a pretty fun
They're
movie
both
night.
pretty whack.
Yeah, I think they're both whack enough to go together.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is whack, all right. My
Bro, I can't wait to watch that movie again.
It's such a weird movie.
I like it.
All right. We're gonna ask this question. There's no good answer, really.
No good answer.
But what is your favorite scene or sequence?
Not applicable. No, I don't know, bro.
Is there any good answer for this?
Who's to say what a good scene or sequence is? Yikes, bro! The editing in this movie is bad too. I'm gonna go with the little opening slideshow infographic thing about the witches, because that's pretty fun. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, they have a funny joke in there occasionally.
Funny joke, the Sunday joke.
And see, I thought they were gonna stick with that.
That tone,
Like
that kind of tone,
that
yeah.
kind of like, oh, this is funny, a little stylized, a little
Yeah.
fun times.
Could have been cool, bro.
And then I don't know. I think my favorite scene or sequence would probably be like something in the opening. Like, you know, the opening kind of merges together, but like something in there.
some little section in there, you know, something cool. Pick something cool.
Like, I don't know. Something.
Something.
Just like the opening in general. Not like the hardware store.
Okay.
Or I remember the witches back in my day or something
Back
like
in
that
my
scene.
day.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Okay, so we have the same answer essentially.
I do have another question though, if you don't have any.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't really have one ready.
What do you think of this movie as a Southern movie? As us being Southern
Us
ourselves.
being genuine Southerners.
Out here, almost as far south as you can get in the U.S.
Heyo, but that's not the most Southern.
No,
You know? Like not like Southern in spirit.
yeah, Southern in spirit, and
We're
too close.
pretty-
We're too close to a big
We're
city to
city
be Southern.
slickers. City slickers,
We're
Micah.
the city slickers.
Ah.
Oh no!
Ah.
But what do you
Wow.
think, having grown up and lived in the South,
I've been around the block a couple times.
as this being a Southern movie
This is
in good old Alabama?
This is really awful. Any attempt to be Southern in this movie just kind of sucks, honestly.
right.
Like the accents are really bad. The culture, like the cultural stuff, is really bad.
Like, okay, yeah. I just like mainly I asked this question to bring up all of like, you know, like the typical Southern, like the typical almost stereotypical Southern thing of having like crazy analogies that don't really make
The
sense.
idioms, Micah.
Like the idioms or whatever that like are just like you know, just I'm trying to think like stuff that Sandy would say.
Sandy Cheeks would say this.
Yeah. even though she's from Texas.
I mean,
it's
it's Southern, but not the same kind.
Not
of
the
Southern.
same
Not
kind
the
of
same
Southern.
breed of Southern as
But
Alabama
like,
is.
anytime they try to do stuff like that in this movie, though, it feels so unnatural.
It feels so forced.
Yeah,
like
like,
why
I
is
feel
this
like-
set in Alabama?
I feel like all of the Southern stuff, especially like Chris Rock's like voice that he does, feels so forced, and I'm like, dang, this is like the least Southern movie I've seen. Like, why?
I don't know why, Micah.
Like, and like I don't know. I really don't know, because like everything about this that's Southern, and there is a lot of Southern, supposedly supposed to feel Southern stuff in this, and I don't know from somebody who's not Southern at all if this is like if they're like, yeah, it's Southern.
Yeah, bro.
That's what the South is like. Cornbread and sweet tea.
Yeah, like cornbread.
Which, I mean, there is a lot of
Who
cornbread
doesn't-
and sweet tea.
I mean, who doesn't like cornbread? I don't like cornbread or sweet tea.
Wow.
I actually hate cornbread, but sweet tea.
I like cornbread, and sweet tea
It's
is
just
okay.
kind of gross, bro. I don't know how people drink it.
Anyway, they're like, yeah, cornbread and sweet tea, that's Southern. And
Yeah.
I don't know. This just feels so forced into
I don't know.
being
I don't know
Southern.
why it doesn't have any good reason to be in Alabama. There's no good reason for it.
Right, and I thought what they were gonna go with is because I don't know when this movie is supposed to be set actually.
I'm guessing somewhere around like the 60s or
But
something.
yeah, like they have
50s or 60s.
they have like mostly black workers at the
Yeah,
hotel, and I was
yeah.
like, okay, so they're gonna and the main characters are black, and that wasn't like that in the original. I was like, okay, they're gonna do something
they're
cool
gonna
with
bring up something
with
this, right?
racism in
Of
this.
course,
This is
right?
gonna be cool.
It's gonna be
I
nice.
was really excited
Yeah,
for
I was,
that.
dude. I was excited too. I was like,
And
dude,
then they
is this-
did nothing with it.
they did absolutely nothing, bro.
I was like, I'm ready for like a cool thing
It's-
about racism.
It's so like mind-boggling that they just did nothing. Like they bring it up and then just no.
They bring up so much and then do nothing.
It's like, no, I don't think I will.
Yeah, like when they first come up to the hotel and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
What are
to Octavia
you
Spencer,
doing
and
here?
I'm like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
the kind of conflict I want.
we want conflict. We'll take anything, please.
And then they just drop it.
Yeah.
I just don't get. I don't get this movie.
It's weird. I don't know why they chose to. I don't know why they chose to change the nationality of the main characters and then do nothing with it. I don't know why they chose to set it in.
I mean, I'm not upset about this.
Yeah, like-
the original kid is so annoying.
I don't know why they chose to set it when they set it and where they set it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like I was actually really happy with the kid in this because like the kid in the old movie is so annoying.
Wow.
He's actually like, Grandma,
Grandma.
I'm a mouse
I'm a
now.
mouse.
Oh no.
Are you saying this kid isn't like that, Micah?
No, he's not like that.
Okay. Good. As long as it doesn't have like an annoying like British accent or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not that all British accents are annoying.
There's so much about this movie that confuses me.
Yeah, I don't get many of the creative choices that they made. Why they were made.
But I don't know. Overall, I guess unless you have any more questions, I'm kind of like that's all
we've been like ranting about this for like half an hour.
Right. But like overall, this movie isn't the worst of the worst.
No, it
just doesn't do almost anything right.
Exactly.
Like it's not actively awful.
It's not the death of cinema.
It's watchable.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's pretty watchable. It's a little boring sometimes. Well, it's a lot boring sometimes, but it's pretty watchable overall. Like I wouldn't like a lot of people wouldn't mind. I would mind turning this on in the background.
Yeah,
like while you're doing
like
something.
a lot of people like it's a very watchable movie. It's not the worst thing ever. It's just so much of it is doing nothing, and then even more of it is doing something, but doing it really weird,
really
in a way that doesn't
work.
That it just compiles into this kind of blob of a movie, like a blob of CGI of a movie.
Wow.
Where it feels like you took the story, and you took even some influence from the original movie, and then you just kind of. Like, and this is a metaphor here.
It's a metaphor.
Wow. Like used really bad CGI on it.
Wow. Wow. Are you saying this movie is a metaphor for itself, Micah?
Yes.
Wow. Deep.
That's
deep, bro.
The potions on ice, Robbie.
Potions on ice. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. It still baffles me to this day why they have potions on ice. Is it just for the aesthetic? We don't know.
Is it supposed to be funny?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Any attempt at comedy in this, it just doesn't work, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just about all my thoughts on it, though. Like,
yeah,
it's not awful, but it's not good at all.
Mike is like, I mean, it's not awful, but it's definitely not good.
And like, there's so much that they set up that could have done something.
Yeah,
they could have done something with race. They
could
have done something with their parents.
I think the real Achilles heel of this entire movie is how chopped in half it feels.
Yeah,
it feels like a completely different movie in the second half.
A ton of setup for stuff that could have been really good,
really cool, really
and
great.
Really fun, and a really like taking the Roald Dahl book, which wasn't really about too much, and actually making it a more complex, cool story.
Like Fantastic Mr. Fox elaborates on the themes of Fantastic Mr. Fox the book.
Because like Fantastic Mr. Fox
doesn't have much.
Doesn't have it. In most Roald Dahl books, they're kids books.
They're kids
short.
Books. They're short,
and they're good. They're short.
Exactly.
And they get their story across, and that's it.
That's it.
And then if you're making a movie about it, you have to elaborate it and make it something more.
Make it about something.
And not just be like, well, here it is. Like a good example, obviously, Fantastic Mr. Fox is a great movie.
Best adaptation of a Roald Dahl book.
And even like something like Willy Wonka, they didn't even have to do as much for, because Willy Wonka is one of his longest books ever.
Yeah, it's one of his longest and one of his most like, this is the meaning of the story, guys.
Yeah. So Willy Wonka, while I think it's a really good movie, they didn't actually have to do too much more with the story.
Yeah.
But like from his shorter books, you need to
add some.
You need to have a point to make this. Like, you can't just be like, oh,
let's make some money.
Let's take this book and make it into a movie. You have to have an idea of, what if this book told this story?
Yeah. No. Not good.
So yeah, we get what we got. Stanley Tucci.
If you like Anne Hathaway's performance, I'm glad that someone enjoys it. I am not a fan.
I like it. It kills me because I like Anne Hathaway, and then her accent is so awful, and then just her
The accent.
And I feel like it all comes from the accent. Like once you commit to an accent like that, your acting can't be good.
Wow. Mike's like, once you pick an accent that bad, it's downhill from there. It's like some weird Shrek impression. Sometimes
her accent, yeah, I feel like it shifts so much throughout the movie. Like it's like semi-Russian, like you hear something that sounds almost like Irish come out through it.
Bro, I swear, they just let her be a theater kid for an entire movie.
It does sound a lot like a theater
and
accent.
not in a good way.
Wow. That does sound a lot like a theater accent, though.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta understand.
Wait, you know who we didn't talk about?
What?
Mary the Mouse.
Oh gosh.
Like we mentioned, it was whack that she just talked out of nowhere. But this is the worst mouse ever.
This is the worst mouse of all time. No, nothing against her voice actor, but like, I don't know why they picked someone who sounds so old. Like, literally the person they picked sounds like they're in like their 20s or something.
Right? And the dialogue, like the dialogue that was written is awful for her. It was like, I don't know. I really hated her character.
I guess they just didn't want it to be like just two tiny male mouses, so they just were like, we need maybe they just wanted to save the dynamic. Maybe they originally wrote it for just the two of them, and they were like, we need something to spice it up here.
Yeah, I don't know, because like the original movie, it's just Bruno and the main kid.
Yeah.
As the two mice, and they do stuff together.
And the shenanigans.
And Bruno's like, I want food.
I want food.
I'm a mouse now.
I'm a mouse now, Grandma. Yeah.
But like this mouse, she adds nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
sense. And it's another one of those things that shifts in the second half to being like I think it would have been better if they would have just kept her a normal mouse and done stuff with her.
Bro, that would have been pretty cool, actually.
Like not give her a voice, but like actually once they become mice, like actually either give her a voice and have her just be able to communicate mouse via like mouse to mouse.
Mouse to mouse, baby.
Like, you know, a lot of kids movies would do. Like you get turned into a mouse, then you can communicate with other mice.
Of course, that makes perfect sense.
No, like Princess and the Frog, they could still talk to humans, but they could also now understand and talk to animals.
Interesting that you bring up Princess and the Frog just as a side note. I wonder how much of an influence that movie was on this. If that's the reason they went with their aesthetic.
A lot of the aesthetic does feel similar to that movie.
Very, very reminiscent of it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it just random thought while I was watching it last night.
I can't imagine it's actually too much like
no.
Influence directly, but I'm sure it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this mouse being a child, like being an actual child that we never get to see, and it just doesn't make sense.
No.
And she's so annoying in the movie.
Wow, Micah.
Just let Bruno eat his grape, man.
For real though, I don't know. She's really obnoxious in the movie, and I don't know why. Like for some reason, like her whoever did the mocap for her, like the poses and positions they give her feel really weird to me.
I feel like all the mice, besides Bruno, actually, all of the mice, like the CGI mice movements, feel very weird. Like the movement of the hands and the movement of the characters feel like such a human movement for a mouse.
They feel very, they just feel very human, and it's a little unnerving, honestly.
Yeah, so like, and you have these expressions that these mice are giving, and you're like, what? Like I said, I want Jim Henson's mice back.
I swear, honestly, sometimes the mouse's movements were creepier than the witches.
Right? I don't know, man. I don't know. I would say that's about all my thoughts.
But yeah, no, I don't have too much else to say. It's not that good. Some people may like it. I don't know.
Fair enough if you do.
I would go read the book. Go read a Roald Dahl book. Go read a different Roald Dahl book.
Go read a different Roald Dahl book. Go read Willy Wonka. Go read Fantastic Mr. Fox or the BFG. Or ECO Trot.
BFG, bro.
Or George's Marvelous Medicine.
George's Marvelous Medicine for the memes, Micah.
George's Marvelous Medicine for the memes.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah. Do we want to go over what we watched this week, Micah?
No.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We can't let the public know. But
it's so depressing because I've watched so little.
I haven't looked at my diary yet.
I'm so depressed by this.
What was our last episode?
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Oh shoot, we watched nothing.
Right.
We went from we literally did so many movies one week that we had to like just do one episode.
Yeah, a week of movies to
get all of them. And now, yeah, okay. Well, I guess we can just say all of them this time because we had been doing just ones we watched together. But
yeah, okay. So Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol we watched on the 18th. Then
on the 19th, I watched for the first time. Micah had already seen it because it came out earlier this year. Date Night.
Very good.
The short film.
I'm a fan.
Alex Hunter. If you know who he is, he directed this along with Josh Bullock.
Alex of High Top.
Exactly. Very good. Very, very good.
I am a fan of Date Night.
I think might be my favorite short film of his.
I've only seen 2 of his. So
I don't know. It'd be very close between this and The Plumber, but I don't know. Those are his 2 best, obviously.
Yeah, I think Date Night is a lot better than Scarecrow.
Yeah, Scarecrow has its problems. But yeah, no, very good. You can find it on YouTube.
It fits the season.
Yeah,
it's
fits
very
the season.
Fun.
Very, very, very fun little short.
Yeah, go watch that.
And then I watched The Stained Club, which I think won an award or something, or got nominated for Best Animated Short. It was good too. I don't know. You can check it out if you want. I don't know. It was good.
What day does that put us at?
That's the 20th now, Micah.
Right. So on the 20th, I watched the ever amazing Suspiria ripoff.
Suspiria ripoff? What? What did you watch?
Down a Dark Hall.
Down a Dark Hall?
No, this wasn't really a Suspiria ripoff.
I remember. Okay, yeah.
It was really bad. I'll start with that.
Wow.
We started trying to watch just like spooky movies.
Have we just been watching all bad movies?
But it's been all bad because like we're looking for ones that aren't just rated R, and they all suck.
They all kind of suck.
So this one was no exception. None of the actors were very good.
You aren't the only.
The story was whack. It wasn't very scary. The only reason I said Suspiria, though, is because it's a bunch of girls who dorm next to each other in a hallway.
Wait, that's it? It's not even a dance school or anything?
No, it's a school, but not a dance school.
Okay. Well, at least it's a school.
Yeah. But yeah, not very good. I think I gave it 2 stars.
Down a Dark Hall?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention I gave The Witches 2 stars.
Which kind of sounds like Donnie Darko if you say it fast
enough. Robbie,
boy.
What did we watch?
Robbie,
what did we watch?
For the very first time.
What did we watch?
We watched the 2019. One of the most famous movies of 2019.
Dude.
Or should I say...
Dude.
Infamous movies of 2019. Starring not only Taylor Swift.
Not only.
But also James Corden.
And Jason Derulo.
And Idris Elba. You may have guessed it by now. It is the ever great, ever immortal,
ever spectacular,
the jellicle-tastic
magical Mr. Mistopheles. Now for the icing on the cake. We have it all.
Wow.
Cats, baby. 2019.
Need I say more?
Oh my
gosh, we need to do an episode on this.
We do. We need to do an episode on this so bad.
We need to do it, bro.
I am okay with watching it again just to. It's such a surreal movie to watch.
I'm not gonna get into a lot of my thoughts now, but it's
so surreal.
One of the most boring movies I've ever seen.
It's so boring and so bad, but yet so surreal and so weird. It's almost enticing how weird it is.
Oh my gosh, the editing in this was so awful.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad. I gave it a F star.
Oh, should I read my little poem that I wrote about it? Like
he wrote a poem.
Okay, this is my Letterboxd review. The movie's now over. For death I now long. Decisions. all of them wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Next we watched the 1932 Vampire.
What a year. What a year to be alive.
Vampire?
Vampire.
Vampire?
Vampire. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
It's a movie.
It's a vampire movie.
But it's not spelled like normal vampire.
It's in the Criterion Collection. Found out after turning it on.
Not a huge fan.
Really?
It was like, it wasn't bad, obviously.
Okay.
I just thought it was kind of boring.
Okay.
I thought it could have been a lot better. I feel like a lot of the creative decisions for like filming and stuff could have been a lot better. But I did really appreciate the fact of how like almost experimental it was, especially being that it was like at the beginning of cinema.
Yeah. You didn't watch Passion of Joan of Arc with me.
I did not.
This is the same director. That was much better, by the way. Go watch Passion of Joan of Arc if you haven't seen it.
I wanted this man to come back.
The boat guy?
Yeah, the boat guy.
Oh.
He was so spooky.
Wow.
Look, the little, oh gosh, I just lost the name for those.
Dang it, I just lost the name
It
of the
starts with an S, I think.
Scythe?
Scythe?
I don't remember. I don't remember how to say it.
Something like that. I lost the name for it, but big farming tool with the metal whoosh on it. He's standing there, and I'm like, wow, that guy looks really threatening. I want him to do something. But instead, we just got like drama in a house.
Bro, that the dream vision sequence, whatever it was, very, very good stuff. God tier stuff, Micah.
All the stuff where when he was in the coffin and stuff, so cool.
That's what I'm saying. That's really the standout of this movie. Go watch this movie. It's good.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's really good to watch just in general for like if you're interested in film, just because it is so.
Yeah, if you like film history,
so
give it a watch, bro.
Experimental with its film.
It really is. It has a lot of good editing choices.
And it was made in the 30s, and that's cool.
The early 30s.
I gave it 3 stars.
I don't know what I would have rated it.
My biggest complaint was just that it was boring.
I probably would have given it like a 3.5 or a 4, somewhere in there.
All right. Then we watched The Witches.
We watched The Witches for the first time.
Then,
oh boy,
did you watch something on the 23rd?
Yeah. I watched Vincent.
Oh yeah,
the Tim Burton short.
Vincent, I watched that too. I just don't log shorts.
My review for this was it's very Tim Burton, probably to a fault.
Yeah,
and yeah, that pretty much
sums it up pretty well. Go watch it, I guess.
Yeah,
if
go
you
watch
like Tim
Vincent.
Burton. It's fun.
It's a fun little short. It's good time.
Then on the 23rd, I watched When. I think it's When a Stranger Calls. Which, wow, Ooh. This was bad.
Wow.
It had Tessa Thompson in it.
What?
And Clark Gregg. No, they were in it for like 5 minutes.
Aw.
Like combined total of the two characters. It was a young Tessa Thompson, and I almost didn't recognize her. I was like, "Hey, that's Tessa Thompson."
Hey, look, it's Tessa Thompson.
which I like Tessa Thompson.
I mean, who doesn't?
But this is not very good. Nothing about it is very good. The main actress is actually really bad.
Oof.
The story was really lame. Yeah.
Bro, it's just really lame.
I wouldn't suggest that to anyone. 2 stars.
Oof.
Then what did we watch, Robbie?
Wait. Oh, okay. I was making sure we were on the right thing. Yes. Then we watched the ever classic House on Haunted Hill, I believe. Not a haunted hill, but House on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hill. Yes.
It was lots of fun. You know.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was not. It wasn't perfect, but it had that. I think Robbie might have mentioned it while we were watching it. It had like that Clue vibe of not like a comedy like Clue.
No, it's not a comedy.
But like that kind of like the pacing and and like the feel of the movie was like
the spirit of the
group of people in the house kind of very.
It did have a pretty good ensemble cast.
I don't know. It felt very like if Clue was not a comedy.
If Clue wasn't a comedy. Wow. But yeah, no, it's a fun movie. You guys give it a watch.
Yeah.
You know, if you this would be a good one to turn on in the background or something.
Actually, it was a lot more brutal than I thought a 50s movie would be.
I mean, 50s?
Vats of acid, severed heads.
Oh yeah, the severed head caught me a little off guard, honestly.
Like, I was like, wow, I'm surprised they showed that.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Is that what you said, Micah, when the severed head came on screen?
What I propose is maybe he didn't.
Maybe he didn't.
But fun story from this that I just wanted to bring up. I gave this 3.5, by the way. I rather enjoyed it. But fun story, we watched this on Prime, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did.
And in the cast list on Prime, they had a cast section for the skeleton.
The skeleton?
Like the skeleton prop that was in it. And
what's his bio?
And I saved the little bio.
Oh my gosh.
It says skeleton. His gravestone did not have rest in peace inscribed and was drafted into the skeleton war, fighting bravely in the army of darkness till his death fighting Jason and the Agronauts?
I don't know.
Running off a cliff and sinking into the ocean, later regrouping with Jack Skellington in a haunted shipwreck. And then it still goes on. It says eventually, but we couldn't get Amazon to show us the rest of it. But it was hilarious. Like, the skeleton prop had a little description.
It's pretty funny.
I was a big fan.
Is that what gave it the extra half star,
Yeah,
Micah?
half star for skeleton.
Fair enough, honestly.
He needs to be in more movies.
Why Micah's like, where's Skeleton?
But yeah, after that I watched The Witches, and unfortunately that's very depressing because 90% of those movies I did not actually. Only one of those movies, I think, because like I didn't really like.
Why do you hate movies?
I like
Micah?
Vampire.
Why do you hate movies?
So yeah, 2 of those movies I liked.
Why do you hate them, Micah?
And that's it. I need to watch some good movies. Let's go watch Pan's Labyrinth, Robbie.
Ooh. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. That's what we watched.
That's what we watched.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Depressing movies.
It's kind of a sad week.
The spooky season has not had very many good spooky. Movies.
It was a bad movie that we're covering, and
Suspiria is good.
Go watch
Suspiria is good. House on Haunted Hill is good. Vampire is good. Hubie Halloween's fun.
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit's good. Coraline's good.
Are you just gonna list every good movie? Mecca?
No, I'm just looking for spooky movies that we've watched this season that are actually good.
Wow. But yeah, I'm glad you guys tuned in for this episode. If you want us to keep doing, we've been doing like more recent movies, like we did the Enola episode, we did Hubie, and now we're doing this.
Yeah, we've been doing recent ones because like they're available and they're new, and we figure the people want to hear about the new ones.
The people want to know. They want to know what we think, Mike.
They don't want us to do the.
That's just how important we are.
The 1930s and 20s, and we're not gonna go off and do Nosferatu.
Who cares about Nosferatu, Micah?
Not me.
I only want to see Power Range. What? Is that what the kids are into?
Is that what the kids are into these days?
But
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning in.
Are we going to do a quote, or are we officially dropping that?
I'm thinking we're just going to drop it. We just kind of scramble around and find a mediocre quote to end off the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay beautiful, guys.
Stay beautiful.
Stay beautiful. And we'll see you next week with the next Mission Impossible episode.
Rogue Nation,
baby. Heck yeah.
Jellicle cats.